نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب زدني علما اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. So we're doing we were in between the topic that is Sifatul Mushabbah, As-Sifatul Mushabbah. So have you gone through these Ozan? Yesterday I told you go through the Ozan and also the meanings.
Assalamu
Yes.
alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sorry, someone was at the door and I've missed anything.
No issues. We have just started.
Okay.
So actually I gave you the work for going through these Ozan as well as the examples, the meanings. Have you memorized or have you done something in them?
Yes, sir. I listened to the recording and I made note of the 3 Ozans that we went through yesterday. And I've read through the rest of the handout, not all of it, sir. Just the other Ozans of Sifatul Mushabbah. I got to number 3. I've done Fa'ilun and Fa'ilun and Fa'ilun.
Okay.
That's all I've done.
And what about these awzan that I told you in the last, like fa'ilun, fa'alun, 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 and fu'alun, fu'ulun, fi'lun, fa'ilun, fa'ilun. Then these given awzans, have you gone through them? And also the examples they have been given, the meanings like nabilun, qabihun, ضخم شهم صعب حسن
Yes,
بطل.
sir. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, so like I said, I went through the first 3 Ozans and I've gone through the meaning and the masdar of each word that you've stated.
Okay, what is the, okay, go ahead. Tell us about these 3 Ozan, their meanings
Right,
and
okay.
masadir.
Okay, so the very first one, which is Fa'ilun, you've given the word Sharufa, which means he was honored. And the masdar is Ash-Sharfu, to honor. And and the Sifatul Mushabbah will be on the wazn of Fa'ilun, so that will be Sharifun.
Right.
So huwa Sharif.
Yes, Sharifun. And
Yes,
Nabula, Nabilun, yes.
Yes, and Nabula means he was noble. And the master is Annabalatu, sorry. To be noble and generous, and to fit that Ozan, it becomes Nabilun. Huwa Nabilun.
Okay.
Yes. And Qabuha. The master is Qabahatu, which means to be ugly, disgusting, repulsive. And when it fits that Ozan, it becomes Qabihun, so huwa Qabihun or hiya Qabihatun.
Right, very good.
And the other Ozan is Fa'ilun. Fa'ilun, you've given the example of Dokhuma, which means it became big, huge. Yes. And the master is Ad-Dokhamatu, to become big, large, bulky. And the Sifatul Mushabbah would be Dokhmun. And Shahuma, you've given an example of Shahuma, which means he was bold or clever or energetic. And the mustard, I couldn't find the mustard. Is it shahamatun, sir?
No, means, are you sure you're asking me?
Yes, I'm sure.
You have to find it out. Yes.
I've looked in the dictionary, and normally it brings the mustard in the brackets, but there's nothing in the brackets, so it just gives the plural of shahamun or shahmun, and then it just gives the abstract aspect of it, of shahamatun, which means cleverness, boldness. So would that be the mustard?
Okay, at the moment, just keep on telling. I'm not
Right, okay.
rejecting or accepting, just listening to you.
Right, okay. So shahmun would be the sift al-mushabba, which means clever, bold, decent, energetic. And the other one is it sa'uba or sa'bu? No, sorry.
Sa'bun, yes. Sa'bun, yes.
Right, okay. He made difficult, that's what it means. And the masdar is su'ubatu, as-su'ubatu, to be hard, difficult, and sa'bun is hard, difficult.
Very good. Yes.
And the other ozan is fa'alun, and you've given the example of hasuna, yes, and the masdar is al-husnu, which means to be handsome, beautiful. And if you were to put that in the Sarf al-Mushabba, it becomes hasanun, which means lovely, handsome, beautiful, and the plural is hisanun. And batula is the example you've given, and it means the masdar is al-butlanu, which means to become null and void. So the Sarf al-Mushabba would be batalun. And that's all I've done. So
Okay, very good. Very good. Yes, anyone else has tried to go through these words, their masadir and sifat mushabba meaning as well? Anyone else? No one. Okay. No issues. Okay, let me ask you more questions. I'm giving you time, go through these words and their masadir. This work is not, we are not finishing it because you are supposed to go through the homework. Yes, brother Eman, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You didn't find any time to go through the...
Actually, I was a bit occupied. I did the previous lesson that we did. I was revising that, and I got stuck there. So
Okay.
I just started. I haven't yet done this.
Okay, let me ask you some questions before we move to Ism Tafzil. So I will be reading some sentences, and I would ask you to find out if you can locate Sifatu Mushabba. If you can point out Sifatu Mushabba. Like if I say, Al-Dhahabu Asfaru. Can you find? Al-Dhahabu Asfaru. Al-Dhahab means, gold.
Gold.
Al-Dhahabu Asfaru. Okay. وَالْفِضَّةُ بَيْضَاءُ. وَالْفِضَّةُ بَيْضَاءُ.
It's بيضاء فعلاء.
Are you sure?
Yes, أفعل فعلاء.
Okay. Then al-ushbu akhdaru.
أخضر.
Akhdaru. Al-wardu ahmaru.
The same أحمر.
Okay. Tayyibur ra'ihati.
الرائحة.
Now,
can you repeat the word, Ustad? طيب.
okay. Let me, means actually it was on the version of fa'ilun. fa'ilun. So when we do it, it will be tayyibun. So I repeat it. Tayyibur ra'ihati.
So it is tayyib.
The last point I would like to tell you, the last point of Sifat Mushabba, but your work is not complete. You are supposed to go through all these masadir, their meanings. This will give you idea that how you should find out masadir, their meanings, and also find out Sifat Mushabba. So don't miss this homework because we are not going to have classes tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So for these 2 days, you at least go through these words, their masadir, their meanings, and everything. So this will give you a touch that how you should research, and this will also enhance your vocabulary. Okay. The last point is that sifatu mushabba that comes from all means from the awzan that is maqsurul ain. Okay, means madi that is maqsurul ain, or that is mazmumul ain. I hope you understand. But still, there are some rare ozan. I say rare ozan means they are not frequently used, they are not commonly used, and that is of the verb that is maftuhul ain. Okay, maftuhul ain from the sulathi mujarrad like fa'ala yaf'alu. So there is one of the wazn that comes, and that comes on the scales of fa'ilun. Faya zabar fai, ain kasra i, fa'ilun, fa'ilun. So this is the rare wazn or scales from Sulati Mujarrad, and that is then when the Mazi or Muzare, that is Maftuhul Ain. So like we have got example Mata, Mata actually it was Mawata. We'll learn this, that how does it become, or what is the way to make it Mata, Mata Yamutu. So it was actually Mawata. So from Mawata it is Mayyitun. So Mayyitun was what? Mayyitun. Maya zabar may, ya kasra mayyitun. Now there is idgham. So because of idgham, that is Mayyitun. So that is what Sifatu Mushabba. If you refer the verse of the Quran, Allah Almighty says, Innaka mayyitun wa innahum mayyituna. So this is from Mata Yamutu, and Mata was Mawata. This is Maftu al-Ain. And we haven't learned the rule that how it becomes Mata. So from such words, it becomes like on the wazn of fai, faya zabar fai, ain kasra fai ilun. So it was mayyitun. So now because of idgham, it becomes mayyitun. So same is the case with sada. It was actually sawada, because when we talk about ashab or Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we say Sayyiduna Umar, Sayyiduna Bilal, Sayyiduna Abu Bakr. Likewise, so it was Sawada. So from Sawada it becomes Sada. So if means yes, Sifatu Mushabba comes from these af'al. So on the wazn of fa'ilun, so it was sayyidun. Saya zabar say, ya zir yi, sayyidun. So it becomes because of idgham sayyidun. So I repeat, most of the times, or in most of the cases, sifatu mushabba is formed from those verbs of thulathi mujarrad. Either they are maqsurul ain or mazmumul ain. So there are the rare ozan when the sulati mujarrad, it is maftuhul ain, like fa'ala yaf'alu. So we have a rare wazan, and that comes on the wazan of fa'ilun. And like I have given you example, like mata, it was a mawata, and it became mata. We haven't learned the rule yet, so we'll learn that. and sada it was sawada. So from these verbs, sifatu mushabba comes if it is necessary. If we want to mention it, it is necessary, and all the conditions are met, then it comes on the wazn of fa'ilun. So from mawata or mata, it is mayyitun, and from sawada, it is sayyidun. So this was the last point of sifatu mushabba. So your work is left. You have to complete that. And the differences we have learned, so we no need to repeat those differences. And now we talk about or discuss something about ism tafzil. You know that ism tafzil is also uh, mushtaq. That is what ismun mushtaqun, right? And you know the difference between mushtaq and mushtaq minhu. What is mushtaq minhu and what is mushtaq? And that comes on the wazn of afalu, right? That is for muzakkar, okay? And this shows the comparison between two things, between two qualities, okay? And in comparison, one person or one thing is having more meaning than the other, more of that quality than the other one, right? So that is why this is used for comparison. Say, for example, what is the example? Zaydun a'lamu min Hamidun. Now, what is the comparison? What we are comparing between or making comparison between Zayd and Hamid? The comparison of knowledge, the comparison of having ilm, knowledge. So this says Zaydun a'lamu min Hamidin, means Zayd is more knowledgeable than Hamid. Now, a'lamu, when we use a'lamu, this is ism tafzil. So when we talk about Zaydun, that is mufazzalun, means Zayd has greater degree of knowledge than Hamid. And Hamid is what? Mufazzalu alayhi, on the person whom tafzil is given to Zayd. Means Zayd has more tafzil than Hamid in terms of knowledge. And it is also known as mafzul, means in comparison, when we make comparison between two persons, the one that comes before ism tafzil, like Zaid comes before ism tafzil, that is alamu. It is mufazzalun. And the one that comes after ism tafzil, and also definitely we are using harf jar, that is min, because that is used to show the comparison. So that is what mufazzalu alayhi or mafzul, right? So this is what we want to tell something, the greater quality of knowledge that Zaid possesses than Hamid. So this is what comparison. I repeat what I have told you, that ism tafzil is what? Ism mushtaq, that has been created from mushtaq minhu, right? And that comes on the scales of afalu, and that comes to tell the comparison of a characteristic between two persons, and one of those persons has more or greater quality of that characteristic than the other. So this is what ism tafzil, and the muzakkar comes on the wazn of afalu, and monas comes on the wazn of fu'ala. This is what you know, that mudhakkar and wahid, and we know how to make muthanna jama, and also we have the concept of jama mukassar, okay, in both of them. So now the conditions means how, from which verbs or which type of verb ismu tafzil can be created or formed or derived or driven. Means if those conditions are met, then ism tafzil can be formed. If these conditions are not met, ism tafzil cannot be formed or cannot be created. What are those conditions? Number one, it should be thulathi mujarrad, not thulathi madidi, neither rubai or rubai mazid. What is the first condition? It should be made from thulathi mujarrad. Number two, it should be mutasarrif, not jamid, you know. The definition means the difference between mutasarrif and jamid. Jamid like a qalam, that from that we cannot make. Kitab, that is what jamid. We learned about jamid, means that there is no tasrif. We cannot make a different forms from that ism. So that is what jamid. Mutasarrif means from that we can make a lot of, like we say an-nasru. Nasru is mutasarrif. From nasru, verbs are made. Mazi, muzari, amr, ism fa'il, ism maf'ul. So that should be mutasarrif, not jamid. Number three, that should be tamma. I think I once told you about us means afal naqasa. If I haven't told you, I will tell you definitely in days to come. Like kana yakunu, that is what arkada yakudu. These are the examples of afal naqasa. Why? Because these afal do not have all the forms of verbs. That's why they are naqasa. And tamma means they have got all forms of verb. So it is formed from alfale tamma, not from afale nakasa. So remember this thing. So the third condition is it should be made from those verbs. They are complete. Complete in what terms? That there are many forms can be driven from them, not from nakis like a kana yakunu or kada yakadu. We will discuss that. And number four, that should be ma'lum, not majhul, like nasfara, that from nusira. From nasra it is made. From zaraba, from samia, from alima, from means those means verbs, they are ma'lum, not majhul. And number five should be muthbat, means that should not be manfi. Ma is not used, like nasara. From nasara it can be made, not from ma nasara, right? From musbat. And number six, it should be able to convey the sense of comparison. It should be having capability or capacity in the meaning to show the comparison. A verb many times that may not have the capability to show or describe comparison between two persons or things. So the verb should carry such a meaning that it should convey the sense of comparison. And seven, you know that this should not be made from those sigas on the scales sifatu mushabba is formed, like afalu, like ahmaru. So from ahmaru it is not, it cannot be fell. So means if sifatu mushabba is formed on the scales of af'alu from a verb, from any verb, so this means ism tafzil cannot be formed from such word. And I told you, in that case, we are supposed to use ashaddu, aktharu, adamu. And I will tell you the examples as well, inshallah. So you know the mudhakkar that are, and mashallah, you understand, you have memorized the gardan like ajmalu, ajmalani, ajmalun, ajamilu, and ujaimilun, then jumla, jumlayani, jumlayatun, jumalun, and jumaila. So there's no need to go through them. Mashallah, you know that. And we use that for tafzil, for comparison. And definitely there's difference between ism tafzil and ism mughalba, ism mubaligha, and you know the difference. Because ism tafzil shows the greater meaning in comparison between two persons. But ismul mubaligha, that shows the greater meaning or describes greater meaning for itself only. Like Khalidun Allamatun. Khalid has more knowledge, huge knowledge. But Allama, Khalid is himself. That meaning is for Khalid only. That is not being used for comparison, right? Okay. So let me ask you some questions. And then I will tell you the last point. Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. One by one. Means one by one you have to answer the question. In akramakum indallahi atqakum. Can you find out any some tafsil in them? In akramakum indallahi atqakum.
Akram.
Akrama. Okay. Atqakum. Yes. Second one is atqa. Means more muttaqi. more pious. Akrama, more respected, more honored. Okay. Then there is one other verse. Now, other than these two. Wal fitnatu akbaru min al qatl. Wal
أكبر
fitnatu
من القتل.
akbar. Very good. Okay. قل أأنتم أعلم أم الله؟
أعلم.
أعلم. ولعبد مؤمن خير من مشرك.
خير.
And there's no أخير. Are you sure, Khair?
So could you repeat the ayat, please?
ولعبد مؤمن خير من مشرك. Yes, Khair is correct. And there's a point I will tell you. The one
Khair
point.
means better. It's better, isn't it? So it's a comparison. Yes.
Yes, comparison. But what is the point in it? I'll let you know. But Khair is there, right?
Would the opposite to that be shar?
No. There is one point involved in that why Hamza is dropped, right? So that point is going to be told you, inshallah. Right? Okay. In أوهن البيوت لبيت العنكبوت.
أونهل.
أوهن. أوهن.
Yeah, the weaker of houses.
Yes.
Is the spider's house.
Yes. هم للكفر يومئذ أقرب منهم للإيمان. أقرب. Okay. Now this point I told you, I see that who remember this point. والله أشد بأسا وأشد تنكيلا.
بأسا is ism tafdil and
تنكيلا.
is before it.
So means basan all alone or coupled with ashad ba'sa.
No, it's accompanied with ashaddu. That's what makes it ism tafdil. Without it, it doesn't apply then.
Yes, very good.
Because the sift mushabba is on the pattern or zan of af'alu.
Yes. Alhamdulillah. So what is the point? The point is this, that a few words, they are used frequently. They've got a lot of use. So because of their use, now Hamza is dropped. It means from the very beginning, at the initial, means from the beginning of that word, right? And remember those words. I'm going to tell you what are those words. They are used frequently. So because of that, their Hamza is dropped. So their words, there are three words. Number one, sharrun. Number two, khairun. And number two, habbu, right? I repeat, sharrun, khairun, and habbun. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. So the hamza is dropped because it's a frequent used word.
Yes. Okay, over here I remember one of the verses of the Quran at the moment. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن الناس من يتخذ من دون الله أندادا يحبونهم كحب الله والذين آمنوا أشد حبا لله.
أشد
حبا لله.
حبا.
Yes, right.
اسم
So,
تفضيل.
yes, so there means Hamza is dropped from the three words, from the beginning of three words because of their frequent use. They are, what are those words? Repeat them. What are those?
شد خير and حظ.
Shaddun.
شد خير حب. No?
Sharrun.
Oh, sharrun. Sorry, what did I say, sir?
Sharrun.
I said sharrun, so I'm sure I said
Okay.
sharrun.
There was, I think,
Yeah, sharrun and khayrun and habbun.
very good. Okay, 3 of them. Yes, Eman, repeat them.
Sharrun, khairun, and habbun.
Okay, Amna, repeat them. Amna, you are online or not? Okay. So, mashallah, we have done this one. So, I'm giving you time to memorize them and especially go through the masadir of Sifatu Mushabba. Try to go through them very properly. Now, before starting the R means the rules, we are left only with 2 topics, that is Ism Zarf and Ismul Ala. So we'll do them in one class, inshallah, in one session. So if you have any questions, ask me. If you don't, then please go through all these things. Try to work harder and harder and come with all the meanings and masadir that I have asked you to complete, right?
Okay, so inshallah. So I'll be able to go through the recordings once I return from my travels. I have to set off early in the morning, 5 tomorrow. So when I come back, inshallah, I'll try and get as much done. I'll just continue where I left off from.
Inshallah. So then see you inshallah next week. May Allah Almighty make it easy for all of us. Keep praying for each other and keep working hard. This is not an ordinary thing in these times of trials and turbulence. Seeking knowledge is one of the very important activity that alhamdulillah we are doing. May Allah Almighty accept it. So till next week, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.